we stole every idea. Like there's not so if I had an idea about ad spend, I was like, well, what did Ty Lopez do? How many reels should we post today? How many does Brad do? Whenever I'm like get in there, some of my content I get really. Like,
by the way, Brad knows nothing about internet marketing.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, he knows nothing. I've tried to tell him multiple times, just like how to use his DMs properly.
Yeah.
He still don't get it.
Yeah, it's funny. He sends me conspiracy theory DMs all the time.
Yeah.
No, but like the thing is, whenever I saw somebody do something well, I would just like direct a camera. I was like, man, I like that Cody Sanchez video. Yeah. One of the things about internet marketing is because they're doing it on the internet, you can actually copy it easier.
Yeah.
Right. If somebody has something like, I'm pretty sure you're probably tired of the same 5 viral songs that everyone uses in their clips. Yeah. It's the same beats over and over again. Right.
Yeah.
And people use them. But I just watch other people who are successful. And then so it was like for networking, I was like, well, let me do what Dan Fleischman does. Right. Mm-hmm. So when it was like, and then also for creating content and going viral, I actually, it was Bilzerian. I was sitting in his living room one time and he goes, for TikTok, what we figured out was something has to happen in the first 3 seconds, like period. And it's hard because my team a lot of time has too much context. They know what I'm saying and they forget that the audience sometimes doesn't. And so I'll go into it'll be a reel, and the beginning of a reel will be like, this is my opinion on this. And I'm like, let's cut that out. I don't want to say, the first 3 seconds needs to be an explosion, a weird word, a first 3 seconds. People have very short attention spans. And so every idea we got, Alex Becker stole a bunch of, I have a welcome video in my program that basically talks to you like you're a 3-year-old kid. Mm-hmm. And I stole it totally from Alex Becker. Alex Becker does one. He's like, you're going to want to skip around the course, but I need you to stop doing that and do what I tell you. Don't skip around the course. It'd be a little dumb. That's how he talks. And I was like, yo, bro, I'm doing that. Like, that's exactly what I'm stealing everything he's doing. My Clips channel, I stole from Rollo Tomasi. Like all the stuff, it was somebody else we took it from. And like you said, we had no idea what we were doing. Yeah. But the thing is, this is what I love, is that there's so much information out there that's free. And then also buying courses is really great. I was going to ask you about this, the idea of like getting a college education versus just buying courses from people. It's way cheaper. These people are so much more successful. Yep. And so that's a way better way of doing it. But yeah, just going back to what you said, man, it was just, we were able to reverse engineer everything. Mm-hmm. And then you know what the crazy part is? When I knew we were doing well, I mean, not just because the money we were making, we started getting guys on sales calls. And so I do a meeting with my sales team every week. And we're getting guys on the sales calls. They're like, yeah, this guy was funnel hacking us. I was like, after like the 50th guy's like, they're calling us and they're asking me how much money we're making, how many ads we're running, how big the sales team is. And I was like, oh, they're just funnel hacking us. Like, that's all they're doing. And I was like, well, that's kind of a compliment. Yeah. The fact that we've been doing this for 18 months and we're already getting funnel hacked. Yeah. So I imagine the same thing with you. But like, no, the 2 guys that I did it with, one of them does have a master's degree in financial mathematics, but we really didn't have experience in this. Yeah. We just became obsessed with doing things this way. If you look at my course, it's built like 67 steps from Ty Lopez. It's built that way. So, I mean, that's kind of where, you get the ability to do that. So your growth, that's amazing. Doing 8 figures in 2 years is fantastic, getting into the space, but also let you know how much room there is in this space, right?
Oh, for sure. Sure. It's funny because we had lunch with a guy, his name's Zach, and so, his company's done 50 million plus every year in education. And him and I were talking about, he's like, yeah, same thing. Like, I study all the people. He's like, I've been watching you for a while, and I can't figure out your angle on what you're doing. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, dude, like, your VSL doesn't follow anything that you would normally do in a VSL. Like, you just literally tell them straight to the point of, like, everything. And I was like, yeah. I was like, that's what I would want. He's like, if it works, it works. He's like, I've never seen it before.
Isn't that crazy?
It might be a new thing to try.
I did a 7-minute VSL that was awesome. Ty, you remember this is here, me in my garage. Mm-hmm. So we funnel hack everyone. Ty sends you to a 90-minute VSL that you can't fast forward through. And when you get to the end, of course you're going to buy. It's only $67. Yeah. And you just spent 90 minutes listening to this guy talk. Yeah. So it is one of these things where it's like, do I get to the point because I respect the client's time and just get to the point, there's no reason to hide it? Or do I make him give me a pound of flesh by listening to 90 minutes, in which case now he's more invested? Yeah. And I think both strategies could work.